Hey everyone, welcome back to Fides Trading channel, and we are back again with another Fides Flows video. Today we're going to be doing a daily markets analysis, looking at the indices as well as gold, see what movements have happened during this past week and how we could potentially capitalize moving forward. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it. We're going to be starting with gold right now. Taking a look at the gold markets, we are on the 4-hour chart. And what we can observe is that gold is currently in a bearish move. So from a fundamental perspective, we had a temporary truce between China and the US where China has moved the tariff back to 10% for the US imports, and the US has moved it to 30% for China. So with this current truce that we have in the markets, we can see that people are taking their money outside of gold and they are actually investing in indices right now. So we are more in a risk-on environment. When it's a risk-on environment, it means investors are willing to forego the safe haven currencies or the safe haven commodities in order to capitalize on the massive movements happening within the indices. Now with gold, we are seeing this playing out where we have bearish movement, where we have money flowing out of gold at the moment. Now, what we can observe is that we have bearish structure. So we have lower highs with respective lower lows currently playing out in this market. We can see that we have a trend line at play, and let's just mark out this trend line. I think it's important to have it. Boom. I would actually like to mark it off from here, but we'll mark it off from this pattern right there, and we can observe price trading below the 50 SMA. With the price trading below the 50 SMA, we can see that we are a bit far removed from it, and we're still waiting for curvature to come in on the 4-hour chart. But we can see we have bearish structure on the RSI as well, trading comfortably below 45 in the bearish region, and we are in a retracement, a bullish retracement within the bearish trend, where we are about to test said structure, moving within the sweet spot. And potentially I could see the price testing 3206, 3200 before actually turning bearish again. So a lot of bearish structure in this market. Ooh, I already have one marked off. I'm just going to remove this one. There we go. And we can see that bears are in control. We've broken the support of 3206, and at the break of 3206 we were expecting it to be some sort of support level. We can observe that price came to this level, consolidated but it was just bouncing up and down before finally breaking below yesterday at 2 o'clock. And since then we've been making steady bearish moves, and we will continue looking for bearish structure within this market. So coming to the 1-hour time frame, we can see that the price is very much trading comfortably below the 50 SMA line. We can see we've had multiple retests, most of these retests taking place within the sweet spot region of the RSI. So where we have a touch of the 50 SMA, we have a test of the sweet spot region of the RSI, confirming the end of the retracement and the beginning of the impulse move to the downside. So taking an observation here, we can see at 8 o'clock, price hit the 55 point on the RSI. It was basically hitting the 50 SMA, and then it turned around and continued bearish. So right now, we can see we are testing that 45-55 region on the RSI. We're very close to the 50 SMA, which is what we want to see, and we could expect further downside movement from here, potentially during the US session. So I will continue to look for short positions here, potentially coming into the 15-minute candle, removing the RSI, removing the indicator, because it just confuses you, and then just waiting for the signal, knowing that we have confluence from our higher time frame. So with the higher time frame confluence, we know that the bears are in control, and we could potentially look for a short position between 3191 and 3206 in that vicinity. So waiting and observing, retracement is currently at play, and once the impulse move to the downside starts, we'll wait for a signal from here and then take that position. So looking like a very bearish gold day, which is awesome. I'm looking to capitalize on that. We can see that the futures, we're currently sitting at the fair market value, where current gold price is 3182 and futures gold price is 3183. So very, very close in comparison. Moving on to US tech, let's bring our indicators back. US tech continues to make, this is Nas100 for those of you that aren't familiar. So it continues to make some bullish moves. My prediction at the beginning of the week is that we were going to see some sort of retracement here, back closing this gap, but the market just kept going bullish. We didn't even close this gap yet. So clear that the market is very much in that risk on territory. Investors are investing heavily in indices, that is stocks, etc. And this market continues to make highs. We've broken past the higher low and we are comfortably in the bullish territory. We can see we're trading comfortably above the 50 SMA and we're very much tapping into that overextended region on the RSI per the 4 hour. So we are due for some sort of retracement, some sort of correction before a further impulse move. However, we know the bulls are in control. We know the move is imminent and we will be looking for long positions from this particular market. Going into the 1 hour chart, we can observe that the market is in a bit of a consolidative phase at the moment. If we just mark it out here, we can see a lot of consolidation taking place. Markets just ranging within the zone. So from Tuesday all the way to today, we are still very much in the zone. We are trading upon the 1 hour 50 SMA at the moment, and we're very much in the bearish territory of the RSI. So for me, this just indicates that the retracement is imminent. I'm not looking to take short positions. I only want to ride the trend that comes from the higher time frame analysis, which is the 4 hour. And the 4 hour indicates the bulls are in control. And this is just a temporary retrieval where investors will be waiting for the markets to drop, taking profits, collecting liquidity. And at the lower levels of liquidity, we will have discount zones. So on the 1 hour chart, what are the discount zones that I'm looking for? Well, I could potentially see a potential opportunity to get in here at 20,895. Just want to convert this to blue quickly because it's a support zone. And if that doesn't hold and we keep going further down, well, we have potential for the trend line to hold this. So this bullish trend line that we have at play from the 4 hour perspective, or we could fill the gap, come all the way back to the support here at around 20,900, 20,200, 20,199 or 20,200, fill the gap and then push to the upside. But right now, the way I see it, we have opportunities here at 20,726 or 20,700, let's just say 20,700 for rounding sake. So within this particular region between these two trend lines, price can come back down, test here. We have the bullish support trend line at play. We have support levels here which need to be tested. We have liquidity in the zone. We can see that investors saw this as a fair market value at some point before pushing bullish. So we know investors are sitting in this particular zone right now. And if markets come back here, we have a good opportunity for a buy position to the upside. I do want to see this gap getting filled, but of course, if liquidity is here and if we get the bullish signal, I'll be riding that wave to the upside. So that's very much US tech at the moment. We can see a lot of consolidation, so I'm not trading it immediately, and I'll be awaiting the retracement. Us30, surprisingly, has been bearish for the most part. And it is surprising because generally when US tech moves up, Us30 also moves up. But it seems that during this particular period, that Us30 is continuing to find some bearish momentum while Nas100 is finding bullish momentum. Just a bit of surprising nature, but nonetheless, we are still very much bullish on this market. We can see the bullish structure at play on the 4 hour chart where we have higher lows followed by respective higher highs. We have the bullish support trend line at play and it is very much being respected. We are seeing massive resistance here at the 42,566 level as expected. Markets did move down from this point. We're comfortably trading above the 50 SMA. We're very close to it at the moment. And we are sitting in the sweet spot region of the RSI. What does this indicate to me? Well, per the 4 hour time frame, I'm expecting a massive bullish move from this part. For me, investors are sitting here. They are waiting opportunities to enter at discount zones. And for the most part, I believe it is already kicked off. Now, on the 1 hour, we don't have that confluence yet. We actually see that the markets are trading below the 50 SMA here. Market just broke back below. It is sitting upon the break and retest level at 41,773 at the moment. We are seeing some bulls stepping in, just keeping it above the support level, awaiting a retest of this level and seeing how the markets react to it. If I get a bullish signal on the 1 hour, I'll be more than happy to take it. But per the 1 hour, per the indicators, we do have bearish structure at play. We have charts below 50 SMA. We have the RSI level sitting below 45. And we do have some bearish structure at play. So how would I want to trade this? Well, from what I can observe, we had consolidation here, which created the lower high, and markets are testing it. It is trying to break above right now. It hasn't completely broken above. It is just currently testing, and we're waiting for that momentum to kick in. But if I get a signal from here, as we can see on the 15-minute chart, we are breaking above that 50 SMA. If I get a bullish signal here and a push above, I'm more than happy to take a long trade. And I will be looking for long trades in this market, riding it all the way to the resistance at 42,588. And like I mentioned, I am scalping, I am intraday trading. I'm trying to build my capital to take those massive swing trading positions and better capitalize on those markets. So US30 for the most part, very much bullish on the 4 hour and the 15-minute, while we have some bearish nature in the 1 hour. I would be using the 4 hour as the best indicator to take these opportunities. And from that perspective, I will be waiting for long entries, long price action on the 15-minute chart. So that's US30, Nas100, and gold. Let's take a look at the VIX index. Per my analysis from last time, we can see we are in the risk-on territory. We're trading below 20 at 18.87, and that very much indicates that investors are taking their money out of safe haven assets. That means gold is going down, indices is going up. We're looking for long positions at indices while short positions on gold. And that's generally how the markets work. When indices do well, gold doesn't do so well. When gold is doing well, it means investors are fearful, thus they're taking their money out of indices and putting it in that safe haven currency. So that is very much the analysis for today. Just a quick look at Bitcoin. We had some downside movement. We see consolidating nature here. Price very much still trading above the 50 SMA, very much trading above the bullish support structure that we have here. And we are in the indecision zone of the RSI, just currently consolidating at the moment. Definitely can see some further upside potential here, but of course, you've got to be careful with these currencies that are run on human psychology, on investor sentiment. So keep up to date with your news, and I'm sure you'll find those opportunities. Taking a quick look at news for today, we can see that we have some massive news releases for the day. We have core PPI, retail sales, PPI, retail sales, unemployment claims. These have all taken place. We can see that the dollar didn't do so great in relation to these, where we had negative signals here for core PPI. We had 0.01 for retail sales. This is well below the forecasted values. This means that money is going to be coming out of the dollar, potentially going into safe haven currencies. They don't trust the greenback at the moment. We can see we did have a positive figure for retail sales month to month. Unemployment claims remain stable, which is good for unemployment, of course. And then we see the Empire State Manufacturing Index. This is well below what was forecasted. So let's just take a look at how this has impacted the charts, because it is currently 2:30 at the moment. So this news was just released as I was creating this video. So let's take a look at the charts quickly. So we can see that on the gold index at the release of this news, let's go into 5 minutes just to see what it looked like as it released. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, so we can see that money moved out of the dollar and moved into gold. Not a lot of massive spikes, just moved up. But on the indices, this is an interesting one. Let's actually take a look here. On the indices, money moved out of gold and moved into the indices. So it's clear that they don't trust the dollar. They want to put money into the indices because that's where value is going to be derived. So remember, when we're looking at this particular chart for the indices, it's US tech or Nas100 against the US dollar. So when this market moves down, it means dollar is gaining strength. When this market moves up, it means the indices is gaining strength, that the stocks are gaining strength. And from what we can observe, money is moving out of the dollar into the indices per the fundamentals that we just saw. So just heading back to those fundamentals, we can see that because the dollar didn't do so well in these fundamental releases, and we can look at some news outlets for this, that money is flowing into the indices. So remember that you need to look at this from a very theoretical, from a combination of theoretical and practical. You need to have a fundamental understanding of what's running the economics within the US to best capitalize on the trade opportunities. So like I mentioned, I'm going long on indices. I actually want to put some money into these positions. And when this candle closes on the 15-minute chart, if I have a strong bullish body on this, I'll be more than happy to put in a runner trade. So that's where I test the markets, make sure the momentum's in my favor. And from the runner trade, take a good long position from that and ride that wave to the upside. Right now, we can see we're very much in that consolidative phase. We're just moving within that zone. So I'm not too comfortable taking it with Nas100, but on Us30, can definitely see some prime opportunities right there. So that is very much the analysis for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you derived some value out of it. Wishing you all a very successful trading day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, traders.